Part two, 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 part two. Oh man. Losers bracket looking pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me a rundown of what you're seeing.
We do have a Plankton up here, with one set away to making it to top 8. You know, Plankton's been the talk of the town for a while, but we haven't had too many Plankton players being able to prove just how busted he is now after his buffs, especially the neutral air buff coming out in way faster than it used to, though he did get weight nerfs to compensate for that. In Brand Slam, taking out young Simba, Plankton versus Nigel, now playing up against I Don't Know. And if Brand Slam wins versus I Don't Know, that's just going to be a miracle. That's Zim versus Plankton, which was bad before. And Zim with his recent buffs, that is... I can't imagine how much worse that matchup probably is now. Below that, we have C-Tem, still repping Rimpy. Down one game against Snowbuddy Mind Control. Rockin' Patrick. So we got a Patrick star out here trying to, with one more to get the top 8 qualifier. One more to get to top 8. Then the winner of Hanukkah Jamboree and Kiwingly, who we were just watching, is going to have to go up against piloted by a 7-year-old. That's going to be rough no matter which one of these players, talented players, goes up against them. Up the next losers qualifier, we got Fruit versus Kiro. That is SpongeBob versus Jenny. Not sure how that's going to go. And then, beyond all of that, we already have the top 8 qualifiers for you right here. In the greatest Rocksteady player who you all are going to see right now.
Yeah, actually.
The latest, greatest addition to the roster of, the great roster of NASB 2. Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Rhino.
And
That's who they added.
I should have trusted Lawtumn and on this, because we literally were saying how, yeah, like before the stream had started, we were like, I don't know if we should watch Lawtumn, because I'd feel really bad putting Rocksteady getting up aired a million times versus versus Zim, you know, with how hard it is to escape those combos. But I don't know what Lawtumn did. I looked, I was like, did Lawtumn play Aang or something? Because they have like a couple pocket avatar characters, you know, where it's like,
Right.
You know, it just sucks. But they won. They both played their characters. There was no like tomfoolery or whatever.
No trickery,
yeah.
no tomfoolery,
no different
nonsense.
characters.
All Rocksteady.
Yeah.
If there's ever a place to whip it out, for sure. Rocksteady already not considered one of the game's better characters, but as far as DLC goes, he's doing all right.
Yeah. He has a very passionate player base. A lot of like players really pushing him. So we'll just have to see here in terms of like how far Lawtumn can even go, you know.
As far as a projectile-heavy character, too, I'm not sure how well that's going to work against Benjawin, of all players, you know? A player who's very much more grounded in his neutral approach with Azula, who, you know, who's way better at keeping opponents in the air than they are at keeping him up there, to say the least. So Rocksteady likes to do that more so with projectiles, so I'm anxious to see how he's going to be able to combo, like, forward strongs into, like, you know, those laser moves that he has and stuff. It's going to be real interesting to see, like, how he juggles, like, a small, like, you know, sort of ninja-like character or Sheik-like character, one that very much, like, bodies you in the CQC, like Azula. Is Benjawin is Lawtumn going to be able to find a way to, like, body a light character like Azula in the air and just juggle this character, keep them at bay? Or is Azula going to be able to Azula things and just, you know, just up air a character like Rocksteady into oblivion? It's all going to be dependent on how good Lawtumm's neutral and defensive capabilities are. If he tries to, like, you know, sort of like out-advantage... How should I say this, right? If he tries to just, like, keep Benjawin in the air and, like, tries to out-advantage state him like that, I don't feel like it's going to go too well because Azula's, like, you know, just general speed and burst options are way better. But if Lawtumn is locks in hard enough, if he's able to keep, like, a nice, solid, steady neutral and just focus on making himself more difficult to approach rather than just trying to brute force options against a character with just as crazy, like, options and combo capabilities as Azula, that's where I feel like Lawtumn is going to be able to shine instead. So it's all going to be dependent on how he's going to play. I like the stage pick. It's pretty good for both of them.
Right.
Azula can combo you well here, but it's a lot of space for Rocksteady to set up his barrels.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Benjawin also very good at getting these combos, trying to use Slime Dash there, but ends up having to drop the combo a little short here. But big character, you know, Rocksteady. And as you were saying, like, these juggles, we're already seeing a lot of it. Lawtumn, very much aware of the usefulness that is this barrel. And I've joked before, I'm like, this character plays almost more like Donkey Kong than Donkey Kong. You know, throwing the barrels, like classic Donkey Kong at least. But
I'm so glad I'm not the only person who thought that.
God. Ooh.
Because, like, it made me think the same way. Like, you know, Rocksteady got, like, a barrel projectile before DK did in Smash.
Right.
But just imagine DK with a projectile. That would be insanely toxic. They just give him the coconut gun on top of all the other crazy ish he can do. But
he just has a coconut shotgun or, like, a rocket launcher. Because it has to be bigger than, like, Diddy's, right?
Exactly, yeah. Bigger and more powerful. Alright, going way up. Does not, to Benjawin not wanting to go that high at risk of getting reversaled for sure.
Yeah.
Now Lawtumn just like firing him up a couple pot shots. That is a transcendent projectile, by the way. Benjawin, I think, actually, funnily enough, just realizing that as I said it, because you actually saw Benjawin just firing out a bunch of fireballs against the laser. When you don't really have to do that, it's a transcendent projectile. You can just eat it. Then just runs up and combos the absolute hell out of Lawtumn like that. Big body, Azula combo game. If Benjawin keeps playing like that, this might go as seeded. This is going to be rough. Ooh. Okay, try to apply some good solid pressure. Actually, either perfect shielding or slime shielding in the corner. And this is where it's rough to be a Rocksteady. You know, like, you have, like, a lot of projectiles to keep your opponent at bay, but once they are actually in, especially a character with the punish game as patented as Azula. I have played Alpha Stone after many months recently. Still could not move when I fought that man. Benjawin is just basically a mini Alpha Stone character. Do not get it twisted. Azula received some nerfs way back in the day, but this character just gets an up air, keeps you in the air forever, kills you off the side. It's such unholy percents. Rocksteady being a bigger body, there's absolutely no exception. But we got the regrabs on the part of Lawtumn going for some real creative stuff. Unfortunately, missing the down attack right there.
Yeah,
and now having to just reset neutral again.
It can be really hard to get those, like, down air, strong airs. Like, especially in bracket, you know, like, when you're playing, like, quick player on ranked and somebody keeps rematching you, like, it can be very easy to get used to the size and body of your opponent, but when you don't have, like, the luxury of, like, being able to lab out before your match, like, to figure out exactly what your opponent is gonna, like, hitbox-wise work like, I feel like for Rocksteady, it could be so difficult to, like, always have those spaced properly, especially with DI. Oh, that's a mistake that you don't want to see. This might be, like, that second wind. Lawtumn very much, like, using the entire, like, clock as well. And I think that's very much required for some of these matchups. Do you want to be able to, like, just camp out and force him to come to you? Or are you gonna, oh god, more so deal with getting combo to death? Because that seems like what's the matchup looks like right now. It's either slow and steady or get comboed and die.
It's like I said at the beginning, you know, is that strong kick is going to do it right there. That's the F strong, right? Or if I'm not mistaken, what is the kick move that
When she does a flip?
No, when she just does like that, just that kick forward.
Oh, I think that's just her forward tilt.
Thank you. I was trying to remember. Yeah, the F strong, I think, is that one where she goes forward with her hands. It's my mistake.
No worries.
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, you know, like, you can't... It's all going to depend on Lawtumm's defensive capabilities, which is why I feel like he decided to go to a bigger stage to just have more space to just tack on damage to Azula from afar before being able to just get some grabs off of bad approaches. Because Rocksteady can't out-button Azula. You can't. Like, her offensive options are way better. She's able... Her advantage state off of, like, raw advantage is better because she can keep a big body like Rocksteady in the air for longer. It's all going to depend on how difficult Lawtumn makes himself to approach. He needs to make really, really good neutral decisions. He needs to make really good defensive neutral decisions. He needs to make himself a wall to just catch Benjawin with Rocksteady's, like, crazy armor moves by surprise. Because if he just tries to do it raw and tries to outmaneuver and just outbutton Azula, you're gonna have a bad time. It's just not how you fight this character for sure, and it's one of the things that make it a bad matchup in theory, but it's still underdeveloped. You know, Rocksteady still has that crazy benefit of having a forward smash that's a crazy strong move that's also a projectile at the same time. I definitely want to see Lawtumn start abusing that a little bit more, especially on platforms where the hitbox, I believe, starts from above him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And on a stage like this, where he's going to be surviving way longer because of the crazy high vertical ceiling, I feel like this might be a good stage to do it. Plus, like, a good, like, medium range as well, so not as much room for Azula to just sort of outmaneuver if that's what you want to do, if that's sort of your theory. You got to take what you can get in a matchup like this, Lawtumn.
And I feel like, too, Benjawin being very disciplined with, like, how he needs to be playing this matchup. I could totally see others maybe being a bit like, oh, I want to approach, I want to mash, you know. Like, these aren't the best players in the world, right? These are just players that like the game. And that's the fun part about Arcadian is you get to see some different characters do very well. Because people either don't know the matchups, you see new surprising ideas. You don't see the optimal stuff, you see the hype stuff sometimes. And you also sometimes see this, where both players are like, nah, the best way to win is to just keep the lead I have. And that's also exciting, because with these, you get to see these very explosive, like, bites of, like, Punish Game, right? Oh my gosh. Trying to get this stock off. Lawtumn having a lot of trouble here. Throwing out these up airs. Makes sense, trying to get this off.
One downside of the sup airs on a level like this, though, the blast zones off the top are huge.
Yeah.
Azula's going to be surviving that way, way longer, and Azula, excuse me, she's going to be able to get, dead, first of all, but she's going to be able to get her snare combos off, you know, well on a stage like this, because that's how Azula gets most of her kills regardless, is with snares and just raw kills off the side, not really as much off of the top. And Rocksteady, on the other hand, you know, likes to, like, combo with sup air and, like, get those crazy, like, frame trap scenarios with, like, the laser gun and stuff like that. And with a stage of blast zones like this, I feel like that favors Azula a little bit more. Like, yeah, Azula can kill you off the top with sup air too, but that's, you know, not typically her main way of getting kills. But I don't know if that's what Lawtumn was necessarily thinking about. I think they might have been thinking about platform height for the forward strong. I think they might have been thinking about, like, ledge trapping capabilities, just making it harder for Azula to get off the ledge as opposed to a stage like, you know, Food Dreams, where they can just, like, drop ledge, double jump, wave land back onto the platform. Now the platform's not there half the time. See, right there, like, right there, what was Azula's choice after Lawtumn decided to press forward strong right there?
Right.
Roll away and get hit by the barrel again. Roll in and get hit by the strong hit. Jump and then get hit by the, like, the bounce of the barrel. The platform wasn't there to save him. This is where Jellyfish Fields is going to come in clutch for Lawtumn instead, but he's got to survive and has to try to make up for that SD as much as possible. Not dead yet. I like the idea. The barrel forced him to recover high, but fortunately Benjawin just has better frame data, and he was just, like, ready for the option.
Lawtumn very much relying on this barrel, and this is something that we talked about early on. We are working on, like, an additional Rocksteady guide, and they were like, yeah, that move is hilariously good. And it makes sense, you know, it's a bouncing projectile, very strong, lots of stun on it, on block. And it's just one of those really, like, useful, like, types of options. Nice using that jab as well, getting that jab into the upstrunger. High percent combo, that can definitely help you out when you aren't getting your normal stuff, but wasting that slime there and able to keep the conversion going. Well, I'm trying to play patient here. Both going for grabs, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can't outbutton Azula like that.
Yeah.
She's too quick. Her neutral's better than yours. You can't just, like, run in and just press buttons like that willy-nilly. Rocksteady's got to make himself a wall, baby. Make that, like, you know, make that big rhino horn hard to break through.
Maybe.
As well as doing the enhanced ones as that. Those will not explode on Rocksteady, by the way. It's only the default one that does that. So, really good taking advantage of that. The bomb's still there, creating sort of a no-fly zone on the platform.
Whoa!
For Rocksteady, that's a beautiful combo. I love the situational awareness from Lawtumn to be able to do that.
Wow, with this jab stuff too, like being able to, oh, the snipe.
Oh my God, making me eat my words. I said that's not gonna kill on Jelly.
Dude, I thought so
and
too.
And it did kill on Jelly.
That was crazy.
Oh,
I don't know if that was sus DI or
bombs.
what, but they went straight up, so maybe it just has the knockback, you know?
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine on Jelly. You're going to live that, especially after a slime cancel reducing the knockback off the dash attack. Okay, still anybody's game. Benjawin one more away from advancing to top 8. Oh, no, this is top 8. I'm sorry. This isn't the top 16 qualifier. My mistake.
All good. We did swap halfway there, so...
Yeah, we did. My bad. It's
all good. But, yeah...
I had a Sansa moment. My fault.
The Sansa moment. Oh, my gosh. Honestly, we all do that. Me, you, and her. I think when we're just yapping...
Yeah,
we're
we're just gonna, yeah.
the Cherry podcast, the Cherry Chat, if you will. On Tuesdays, we always
Chat.
forget.
Oh my god, that was gonna be scary if that worked.
It sucks that it doesn't. Like, he feels so. Oh,
At least not yet. Oh,
there.
oh, no, Lawtumn, no.
Okay.
Not like that. Not
was
two SPs.
terrifying.
Please don't do that to me. Okay.
There.
No second
I think
side.
I'd
You're
take this.
dead.
No.
Oh, Jellyfish Fields. I told you this is gonna come back and bite him in the cheeks. Slime shielding the barrel, but you better watch that shield. It's turning into an M&M. Going low. Does not want to get drop kicked.
Smart, playing defensive here.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Jumping over that nice and slow. Actually trading the projectile and the gun. It's transcendent,
it.
but it's gonna trade.
No, never mind. I was thinking back there, maybe.
Jellyfish Fields, my god! We need more barrel ledge traps. Trap him at the ledge with the barrel. Keeps you at disadvantage. I love the double jump. Benjawin actually popping the up strong out a little bit too early. Grab that ledge. Down air.
Oh, down strong!
That was a crackhead option. That had no business working. All Benjawin had to do was just react, just stay at the ledge after the whiff down air, just wait to see what Rocksteady was gonna do, and you just wound up pressing a button too early. That was a certified King DDD moment where it was about how you time your ledge get up rather than necessarily what ledge get up option you pick. Absolute crazy stuff.
You know what else is crazy?
And what is crazy?
Look
Who
who's
just entered
here.
the call?
Look who's here.
Aw.
The GOAT himself.
Did someone fall asleep?
Yeah, I took a nap.
Is that actually what happened? I was just messing with you.
No, yeah, I just. I'm sorry about that.
Oh my god. It's okay, now I can rest my throat a little bit more. Now it's the certified Ember block.
Yes. So these
We
two,
love it.
the Ember Goats.
All right. You gotta catch me up real quick. How many sets have we done here?
A couple. We ran to losers for a bit to talk about the top 8 or top 16 qualifier between Quewingly and Hanukkah Jamboree. And before that, we had 7-year-old versus Moth. And Moth actually beat 7-year-old, Bread's sister. Bread's sister's now in losers as one of the top projected seeds to take the tournament, losing to Moth, the Reptar player. And now we had Lawtumn clutch that Rocksteady game in a super hype fashion versus Benjawin.
I did see that. I tuned into the stream for a little bit to see what was going on this game. And we're going to game 3 now between Lawtumn and Benjawin.
Correct.
Yes, it is.
And this is
Nice,
best of
alright.
5 as well.
All right, cool, awesome.
Winner side top 8 for you all. Now we got ourselves a little bit of a larger stage. Benjawin counterpicks me here a lot because I like Miracle. He likes Miracle. It's a decent stage for Azula. You know, the platforms are at a really, really good height for up air to just sort of tech chase you on, make your life a living hell. Drop through platform combos with up air, which is like sort of like a pseudo, like good Ember one if you would. Oh! Bouncing off the top. And now the blast zones of the top high blast zones of Jellyfish Fields are not going to be as bad of a factor for Rocksteady killing off the top. Miracle's going to be way more consistent for those upstrongs, to say the least, as well as the platform heights being kind of not optimal for Benjawin for barrel ledge trapping, to say the least, as that throw is going to take the stock right there. This is a comfort pick for Benjawin, but I think it's a little questionable for I think it's a little questionable for them. What do you think, Shiny?
I was about to say, I think the one really big thing about this map that's going to really benefit Lawtumn is that, as we saw, the first stock was the down throw just killing at like 130. That would have never have killed on Jelly, considering how high those blasts are. So just seeing it just gets demolished every stock at like maybe like 110, 120. So you're just gonna have to watch out from where you're grabbed from, because then you're just gonna end up losing your stock insanely quickly, like before you know it.
Yeah. Like, the disadvantage shade against Azula is still the same. You're Rocksteady. You're not the one who can necessarily, like, you know, you try to press buttons against Azula, her DPS and her BPS is just better than yours. You're going to have a bad time. What Lawtumn focused on was exactly what I wanted him to do in that set so far. Oh my god. Focus on making yourself a wall, punishing some bad approaches instead, and getting those kills off the top, which were just chasing away from him on Jelly. But now Lawtumn has actually got some pretty good adaptation right here. But this is still Benjawin's comfort pick, and if you're not careful against Azula, she's just going to keep doing this to you, kill you either off the top or off the side with those snares. Like this? Oh, no, nothing doing.
Yeah, okay, that grab, I'm surprised I grabbed. Yeah, this is a really, like, it's a really good pick from Benjawin, considering just how much, like, Azula can do on this stage. It's really scary, because you're going to be most of the time on this stage, you're going to be below, or sorry, above Azula. And you're going to get hit by things like this, kill at the side like that, just one more Slime Lightning, and that's going to be an even game again.
It's a comfort pick for Benjawin, but it's also just a good stage for Azula. The platforms are at a perfect height, and those blast zones on both the top and the bottom are perfect killing height. For killing position, I should say, for Azula. But like I said, another thing with those platforms, though, is that they can make your life hell if you're trying to approach from above. And Rocksteady is quite good at building himself into a wall on top of his survivability factor. And if Lawtumn just focuses on what I want him to do and what he did in game number 2 to secure the W, make himself more difficult to approach, I think he can give Benjawin a taste of his own medicine on his one of his favorite levels. Like right there, dealing with barrels with those platforms, he can kind of just force Benjawin to just sort of just stay back, fire a couple, like, you know, pot shots with the fireball as well to just sort of force their way in. Because how do you commit when Rocksteady is in the corner like that? You want to just hold center and make him forced to approach you instead, because that is where Rocksteady does not thrive. And still not dying off the snare, Shiny.
Yes. Oh, whoa, that was such a good reversal. Excuse me?
Are you kidding me right now?
He was losing that whole interaction, and just one little, like, chain interaction. Stop. Oh, okay, we barely missed that. But still, that was an insane, like, change of pace. Like, he was literally down like a whole 120% and decided, you know what? Hell, I'm going to throw this Hail Mary out when I recover. What's going to happen? Best case scenario happened, and now he's up in percent. We're down to last stock right now.
Oh my god. And there's the big bombs. Those, once again, to remind you, those do not hurt Rocksteady. He's in no danger from jumping into that one, but Benjawin certainly is going to be forced to recover high against the bomb. What's the position? It's just perfect ledge trapping, Shiny. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Barrel?
Yes.
Oh my god, that was so close.
Yeah, down throw. I was gonna. Oh no, the bomb just stopped him!
I thought he did that on purpose. I thought he was trying to do a throw into the bomb to combo off of it, but I think Benjawin just DI'd in the right direction to not get
No, I mean, the thing is, those bombs aren't ridiculously strong. Like, they don't kill you that hard. I think it's just a case of, like, he wanted the kill, so he went for the down throw, but the down throw, you know, getting blocked by the bomb. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's still very possible for both players here. Benjawin can still bring this back, and Lawtumn which still just needs one grab to win this game. That's it. Yep. One down throw. That's all it takes.
One slight miss of that overextension. I really think Benjawin had that disadvantage there. I thought for sure we were going to get an up into a snare or some type of combo, but just wound up doing an unnecessary dash back. Like, off of reaction, and then just wound up whiffing a grab for it. And
yeah, he was kind of pushing a little bit. Like,
yeah, you can't be whiffing grabs against a character who kills you off of grabs like Rocksteady does.
Yeah. He was definitely putting a lot of pressure on him. I mean, Lawtumn was only like about 10-20% before Benjawin started pushing a lot of like his advantage, like when he got back on stage, especially after that hit from the bomb. Tito's just like, all right, cool, I got a second chance at life. So he started pushing as much as possible. Again, got about maybe 60-70% on the board, and managed to almost bring it back. Unfortunately, again, he did not push advantage hard enough, and it's going to cost him that game. And now we're going to go on to game 4 to see where these two pick their next stage, see where they end up going.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because that was Benjawin's counter pick. And it's a comfort pick for Benjawin as well. Wider stage, you don't got to worry about the bombs as much. Even with the enhanced bombs, it doesn't cover that much space. Azula can just run to the other side of the level. Looking like, it was my fault. It was my fault,
Yeah.
I just didn't play, perfectly optimally. I wasn't able to, get all my punishes on lock. I fell for some crazy Rocksteady mix-ups. Just got to not do that again. I know I can win on Miracle.
Yeah, so, he, decides to
shield.
take it back. Yep. Oh, okay. Almost got that conversion there. All right, punish. Nice. All right, and here we go. This is where it starts. Ooh, okay, barely missing that second snare. We're still pushing advantage here, and that's another stock.
Ooh.
Wow, nice. Good conversion there for Benjawin.
That's the rough thing off about Rocksteady's side B, which is what he got that off of. Yeah, you can't hit an attack through it. It's still super unsafe on block.
Yeah,
I mean, not that good.
Yeah, it's not that safe. It's not that safe on block. But I guess the really good thing about it is, if people decide, for 1 second they gotta let go of their shield, they're gonna get hit. Also, you can slime cancel it. So if you decide to do that on shield, you just slime cancel, and suddenly now it's a mix-up move. It's something you have to avoid more, and you're not gonna be able to get that free grab you wanted just because they went for the side B that's unsafe.
All depends on positioning, my friend. You said it better than I ever could.
Right, and here we are again. We're just, I've been seeing a lot of this. It seems like, sometimes the best solution for Lawtumn to kind of like get his damage in is, these little pokes from a distance. I think it's really difficult for I guess Rocksteady to just do whatever he wants, like in your face. So I can imagine like consistency like this is really good for him. All right, and that's a down throw, and that's gonna be a stock, I think. Ooh, yeah, barely coming off the top. Like I said, 110, basically your stock.
Good call.
Good grab.
No re-grab that time. Instead, just going for the up air extension instead. Still getting some pretty solid damage. Love the double jump to avoid the snare. Make sure you're not in. Make sure you're avoiding Benjawin's. What's the word I'm saying? Win condition. I couldn't think of the word for some reason.
I love these little pivots that Lawtumn does when he gets back on stage and he's like kind of like spacing like around Benjawin. I hope we see it again. Like see my example, but he does it to just keep some space. So he's just like, all right, cool. Let me just like be like a few inches off from getting hit by like a dash hack or something, so I can get this punish. But I really like that. It's really good micro spacing. Unfortunately,
Azula's fast enough to be able to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It just looks funny when Rocksteady does it, right?
Yeah, as good of a player as Lawtumn is, and like how he's quite frankly the best Rocksteady right now. I don't think there's any contest about that.
Yeah.
When I saw that he was going up against Benjawin, I thought this has the potential to be a blowout for Benjawin with how insane this character can keep you in disadvantage. I played against Alpha Stone for the first time the other day, who's basically like Benjawin's senior. And
oh yeah, 100%.
dealing with this character is so rough when they get you a disadvantage because it's so hard to land. So I can only imagine what Rocksteady was able to do. But Lawtumm's adapting so well, is able to hold their ground properly. But Benjawin with the adaptation here, up 2 whole full stocks up against this big body, making it real hard for Rocksteady to be able to get down. There's the bombs. You can't really keep as good of contact with those, but the spacing against the bombs instead off of that platform, saying I'm not falling for that anymore. I fell for that the first time. I know to avoid that now because that's your win condition. Let me focus hard on how to get mine.
Yeah, this is looking really difficult for Lawtumn here. Down 120% to, 3 stocks against Benjawin. It's a really hard spot for him to be in. Like right now, I feel like he's just kind of having a bit of a difficult time trying to do anything. Yeah, I mean, this is literally, that was like a solid 5 seconds of just like back and forth projectiles. That down throw gonna be it, but not yet. Yep. Not quite at the 110% I expected. Oh, that's gonna be it. Yep.
Game 5.
That was a really interesting way of using Slime side, or I guess not Slime side B. He did side B into Slime cancel and just slid all the way to Rocksteady. Like, hey, look, I'm here, and then just up smash him. That was gonna be it for that game.
The mobility of Azula is absolutely asinine, and that is definitely something that another thing that, besides frame data, that she has Rocksteady beaten out in spades. Another reason why she could potentially win this matchup if she's not careful. It's just all a matter of just like pressing the proper buttons when you have to, but like Rocksteady, it's interesting, like I feel like Rocksteady right now, he feels like he could potentially become like an advantage pusher, if that makes any sense. Like when he's winning, it's great, but when he's losing, it sucks. A position that could be really good for him when he's winning could be one that is just as bad in the other direction as when he's losing, when you're stuck in the corner like that. Because I really do feel like you can't out DPS Azula. You got to focus on making yourself hard to approach, needle yourself with the barrels, pick stages where the platforms are at the perfect height where the character can't approach from above, and therefore if they roll away they get hit by the barrels, if they roll in they get hit by the initial hit of the forward strong. Makes it so this approaching Rocksteady winds up being that much harder and thriving off of bad approaches. But when you're losing and you're down stocks, that same position winds up being one not of safety but one of grievance. Because now you're the one who has to approach Benjawin.
Oh, yeah.
And how are you going to do that? Another big stage. It could be rough on a stage like this for sure. This is where Lawtumn lost game 1, if I'm not mistaken. Running it back here after the first game in the set so far. Let's see how much he's learned about Azula or learned about Benjawin in this set so far. And right now, off of this combo, Shiny, it's looking like it might be a lot.
65%. Nice. Oh, wow, 79 already on the board for Lawtumn. Yeah, I think the big thing about Lawtumn, and not just as a Rocksteady, but I think once he gets, like, that really good, like, advantage state, like, I think he can push so much, and I think he just needs that, like, momentum as a player to be able to play this well. And right now, what I'm seeing is he is playing this matchup a lot better on this stage, considering that it's smaller, or rather bigger than Miracle City Volcano, and just like that, already up 1 whole stock against Benjawin.
And I can't help but watch these ledge trappings, right? Oh, please, continue.
No. I was gonna say much else actually.
Okay, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say what I'm seeing right here off of these ledge traps, which he's doing so well on a stage like this. The platform height is actually really good for Lawtumn on this level for ledge trapping. I hate to make the analogy, but you know, to really put it into other like platform fighter context, it reminds me of King Dedede with Gordos at the ledge, right? And the reason I bring that up is because when King Dedede ledge traps you with Gordos, half the time it's not even necessarily just about what option you pick on the ledge, it's about how you time it. And Benjawin has not been timing the get-up options well in this game number 5 so far. Already down a whole stock against this Rocksteady right now, but finally taking it with only 19% of insurance on Benjawin right now. Still a dead even game, but as I said, you know, Lawtumm's going to be ledge trapping with those a lot. And Benjawin, if I'm you, I'm not just thinking about my options. You got to think about how to time them and mix them up to just see how you can get a rising up air or something to hit Rocksteady on the come up instead of just having him hit you on the come down.
100%. And now, looking like a really different game now. We're back to just being really even just between the two players, and back to neutral. Here we are, just tossing a couple barrels, tossing a couple fireballs. You know, nothing's different. Oh, wrong way. That's gonna be a punish here.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Not gonna die off of it potentially.
Yeah.
At least not yet. Lawtumn taking a sweet time recovering though. Try to do the beefy up B to make it past instead with the back air. Trying to mix up their way back when they didn't necessarily have to. There's the bomb actually paving the way.
That was such a good bomb placement. Just to make that just that one singular bomb making the whole difference for Lawtumn and making it back to the stage.
Yeah, Benjawin didn't really have a choice. If he jumped, he was going to be stuck on the platform, and the ledge trap was over. And I think their only choice was just to sort of just dash back, wait for the bomb to go off, and then run back in. But I don't know. Then Lawtumn would have been able to do a get up. That's an up strong.
Yep, that is an up strong. That's going to be Lawtumn taking the lead once again. I gotta say, I think because he used it earlier, I think my favorite move in Rocksteady's kit has to be that F tilt. I don't know what it is about that move. It just feels satisfying to land. It's just like it reminds me of yeah, you know Ken's like heavy jab in Ultimate. It reminds me of that move. Every time I see it come out, I'm just like, that's a funny move.
There's nothing funny about that though.
Yeah, nothing funny about that stock. And we're back to even game once again. You know, even stocks. And just again, here we go, back to neutral. We're just kind of being real patient gameplay here from both. I mean, they're just tossing projectiles. You know, ooh.
I hope they're not nervous.
Yeah.
It would be if you're SDing at the top 3 qualifier.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was thinking they're both probably nervous. You know, again, this is the top 3 qualifier, so I could imagine they're probably, you know, really want to win this set. You know, both players here really want to make it to the top 3. Or to grand good DI.
Yeah, good DI on the part of Lawtumn for sure, getting away from that. The air drift of Azula was not there to be able to continue another string, nor the height for the snare. They're respecting each other so much. They're just having like a food fight right now. When is the principal gonna walk in and just put a stop to this? Cherry.
I don't think they're gonna come in anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. It's a literal food fight though here on Food Dreams.
Yeah.
Just throwing pot shots at each other, running down the clock instead as opposed to anything else. Lawtumn knows that approaching Azula on a stage this big is not good. The ledge trapping is good. Approaching Azula in raw neutral when you're a big body character that's gonna get punished to high hell and back, that's not good. We're seeing a lot of whiff punishes on the part of Lawtumn as well, as opposed to Benjawin's bad pressing like that!
Yeah. And he still got the lead.
Your favorite move?
My favorite move. I love that move. I love F tilt. It's just a really strong punch. There's just so much power behind that punch. It just takes your stock at like 100.
Gotta watch the bomb. Not going high that time. Trying to actually see if he can detonate it with the fire right there. Unfortunately, the snare fireball didn't do it, but the up tilt did. Looking like projectile didn't work, but the direct hitbox did, the melee attack.
You know what I love? I love the way Lawtumn is like moving
snap
around.
Back again! Did you see that?
Yeah, snap back again, just getting forward smash the wrong way again into a free punish for Benjawin.
Oh, that's bad.
Ooh,
he loses the stock because of it. Oh my god, Shiny.
And now we're on last stock, and in like the last 2.5 minutes of the game, this is going to be difficult for both. I can imagine they're both probably, like, again, a little nervous here.
Slime shielding to make sure he doesn't get launched off the platform. I think that's what I saw. There's an up throw.
You've got to be real careful with how you slime shield, especially with that little of slime right now.
Exactly. But he just did not want to get pratfalled right there and just eat a bunch of Azula damage off of
That was a great side B. Attack. Oh, that's a grab. All right.
No regrab, just going for a mix-up tilt instead, but there's a grab. One more snare? No, nothing doing. Playing very conservative, does not want to whiff anything.
Oh, no. Rocksteady is big. His rolls are not that great.
Up
There he
B!
is. No, he missed.
Oh, that's so... I think that would have been it.
Oh, the barrel. Oh, my God. The barrel just blocking every single lightning.
It just forced him to, like, put it away. He didn't even throw it. The clank was crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, that's still a snare. No, retreating back. Benjawin is not pressing any committal buttons at all.
he is not pressing any committal buttons. He's making it really difficult.
Watch that sup air, bro.
Here we are, last minute and a half.
Watch that sup air being above him.
Yeah, Lawtumn is making it clear that he does not want to like lose this stock. He's gonna keep his distance here.
Has Benjawin ever run out the clock in his life?
Man.
That is what I want to know.
I don't think so, but I think you know, this might be the first time it happens, or very potentially could happen.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm actually so scared.
No,
Oh.
that was a really bad slime side B.
Rocksteady ledge trap. Going for a down tilt. Why no barrel?
He should be fine here. He should be fine. Too much percent. Those bombs not gonna do anything. That's there, and that's gonna be it.
Oh my god, that was a full Italian meal at the ledge. Why no barrel?
Yeah,
That ledge trap was gonna be so clean, and unfortunately just dropping it when they needed it the most. Benjawin, the spacing was so tight at the end, no committal options in the slightest, and as a result, Benjawin is once again guaranteed top 3 at NASB Junior.
Oh, that is, yeah, I did not expect that. I was really surprised to see that, you know, I felt like all that momentum was kind of like shifting off of Lawtumn, like from that first stock. You know, I